At first glance, Panya Kamrap's quiet backyard looks like any other in this remote village in Thailand. But last week, the 34-year-old became the perpetrator of the country's worst massacre. He murdered 36 people in a 3-hour rampage through the district in which he was born, shooting and stabbing to death neighbors, including a childhood friend and 22 children at a local nursery. In the days before the killing, neighbors like Sombat Ratani said the sound of Panya's 9mm pistol cracked the silence in the sleepy village. It was the latest show of violence from the former police sergeant who was fired for drugs in January.
There was gunfire the night before, at around 9 or 10 p.m. I heard 3 shots. After he was discharged from the police force, I don't know what happened to him, but from time to time he would fire shots. The village chief went to warn him, and they argued. He didn't behave like this before. This was after his dismissal.
Panya returned home in 2020 after a stint in Bangkok with the police. Newly divorced, he moved in with a woman and her son. After his dismissal in January, colleagues said he was hot-tempered and started fights. Early on the day of the massacre, Panya had a court appointment on a drugs charge. Reuters was unable to establish what happened at the court. But when he returned home, Panya's girlfriend and her son were gone, police said. At around midday, he left in a pickup truck and crashed into a man on a motorcycle before rolling down the window and shooting him. That's according to Ratani. It happened right outside the store he runs.
A man fell over here, and I pulled him over there. It all happened there. The victim didn't run, he crawled.
Panya then rammed into a group of people at an intersection and stabbed them, before driving to the Uthai Sawan Child Development Center. For about 20 minutes, he went from room to room, shooting teachers and slashing the children with a machete. Some teachers fled over a wall, but not an 8 months pregnant woman. Another teacher, Malawan Lasopa, a childhood friend of Panya's, tried to plead with him. He killed them both. Tawi Lasopa is Malawan's father.
I was informed that people told Maliwan to run, and she did. But my daughter, I don't know what she was thinking, but I think she was concerned about the children and the pregnant teacher, so she went back to try to talk to her friend, who was the perpetrator. But at that stage, it was impossible to talk.
Witnesses said Panya emerged calmly, holding the blade, and drove back to his neighborhood. One neighbor, Suan Ton Somsen, said she received frantic messages from her daughter-in-law, who was sheltering in her home with 2 children, clamping her hand over the mouth of her toddler to keep him quiet. "He is here," one text read. Suan said she phoned the police 165 times. At 3 p.m., Panya burned his truck, shot his girlfriend and her son, then himself. Thailand's Deputy Police Chief, General Surashet Hakpan, acknowledged the police response had been slow, and officers arrived too late to stop the killing. As the community mourns, health officials have been holding group therapy sessions, along with doing home visits, and provide mental health advice to traumatized family members.